What's going on YouTube? Well, on YouTube, Facebook. I'm on Facebook Live. I forget. I'm so used to seeing that. So I had to reply back. And first, before I say something, let me just say something real fast. This is not this guy being mean. Because I believe I'm a fat guy living in a smaller body. And here's what I mean by that. If I don't, right now, I have my hoodie on. I'm getting ready to go to the gym. I'm fighting being a fat guy on a regular basis. If I woke up one day and said, you know what? 2 months from now, or like say for the next 2 months, I'm not going to work out at all. I'm probably going to wake up a bigger guy. So a lot of times, so when I was reading the posters, and people say, oh, you're so mean. So here's what I wanted to say. So right now I'm working with the state. And I hear a lot of people gossiping. And the people that I hear gossip the most are the people who really aren't great at many things. So I asked myself, are they really gossiping? Or are they trying to ignore the problems they have in their own life and focus on others? And I honestly believe it's more of that than anything. So I wrote down a couple notes. So I sat back and I listened. I heard people say things like, oh, I walk a lot of miles at my job. Or I do this and I do this. And oh, I have a family and all of. I didn't mention anyone with families. But I heard all of these things of I do this and because here, let's just be honest. In America, we suck at eating. We suck at fitness. We suck. Our American meal to get something fast is running to McDonald's and grabbing a meal that's full of sodium. Or running to Wendy's or running to Dairy Queen. That's the American diet. Right? And I hate to say it, but that's just it. We got to be honest with ourselves. That's the American diet. And in America, we also have this tradition that once we become married, we forget about everything. And what I mean when I say we forget about everything. Once a man or a woman maybe catches the prey and they have the prey, they forget about everything. I don't want to work with him. I have the mate. He loves me the way I am. It's all bull crap. Let's be honest. It's bull crap. Nobody wants to wake up to a bigger person. Nobody wants to show the world that that's who they are, whatever. And then we say things like, oh, you're so mean. You said, no, it's not being mean. If somebody came to me and grabbed my chest and say, man, you have big breasts. Am I supposed to get angry about that? Or am I supposed to change that? I remember a powerful story. Terrence Crews, the guy that does the Old Spice commercials. You know why he's fit right now? He said, now this guy was a ex-pro athlete, NFL, all that, was fit. And then when he stopped working on himself. And one day, he was standing in front of a mirror and his wife came up beside him and pinched his fat. And he said he almost went into had a nervous breakdown. She pinched his fat. But what did that tell him? Did he sit there and say, how dare you do something like that? What kind of wife are you to come over here and pinch my fat? Or did he do something about it? He chose to do something about it. He woke up and he runs 3.5 miles on a regular basis. He works out like a madman and he still has a family. You mean to tell me he does all of that and still does a family? Because correct me if I'm wrong, isn't it better to show our best selves to our kids so they can get some of those benefits in their own life and they can become great people? Or do we just make excuses like, oh, I don't care about this? So my post yesterday was not to put down anyone. It has nothing to do with putting down anyone. It's more for myself. Because if I don't do anything, I won't get anything. That's the number one rule of life. If you do nothing, you get nothing. So why can't we be people who would say, instead of just me working out, let me bring my kids out there. There's a lot of fathers, sons in gyms and families working out and riding bikes together and things like that. Why can't we do that? But all of a sudden we just pointing fingers. You're mean. You mean this. If that's mean, forgive me. But I'm just saying, it just makes more sense to work in yourself. And here's another thing I want to say, and I'll end it here. People said I would rather focus on my family and things like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when I was going into doctor offices and the doctors were saying things like, oh, your blood pressure is out of control. Oh, your diabetes is out of control. Do you work out? First thing to go to, do you work out? What is your fitness like? Like, I have a dietitian now, and she literally said that I need to have 3,800 milligrams of potassium a day. And I'm like, what the heck is that? I didn't know how to eat. I didn't know. If you don't know something, you got to learn something. So take my advice. Don't take it me as being a bully, because I'm definitely not the bully. My thing is, when you look in that mirror, what do you see? Are you speaking to your higher self? Or are you speaking to your lower self? And you're comfortable there just being comfortable. Something to think about. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, take care. And we'll talk again.